Guys, I don't know about you, but for me, I use TikTok as therapy. So I was literally I made two videos, 10 minutes apiece, talking about my son and talking about the situation that, whatever lies he's been told. Um, but sometimes when you go back and rewatch your video, I'm like, okay, that's not necessarily how I want to come across, so I'm gonna delete it. But I feel 100 times better being able to say it out loud, and I don't know. A lot of people use social media for a lot of things, but for me, I use it as a source of therapy and a place to make memories of like me and RJ, or me and my daughter, or just things that happened in our life. But family update. Today is Wednesday. RJ, Jules, and JoJo went out to look for a place for their wedding ceremony. So guys, let me tell you, my daughter and JoJo came to us already engaged. He had already asked her to marry him, which a lot of people may have their own opinions that they're young, we don't care. If it's set on their heart to get married, we live by scripture, and we know that the scriptures say that a fornicator will not be found in the kingdom. And it doesn't matter if you live your life how you think you are supposed to live it, doing all these good things for other people. It doesn't matter. If the scriptures say that a fornicator will not be found in the kingdom, by the authority that it was handed down by the creator of heavens and earth, then that is what it's gonna be. It's not what we think it should be, or if I just do good in my whole life, blah, blah. No, the Father said, if a fornicator will not be found in the kingdom, they will not be found in the kingdom. Meaning, if you are having sex outside of wedlock, if you're out here living your life thinking that that's okay, it's not. I don't care. Listen, ain't nobody gonna move me to make me believe that God is not real. There are too many miracles that happen in my life because the Father offers promises for being obedient, and I'm trying to instill that in my daughter. Even though she's 18 and her fiance's 19, you're never too old to come into faith. You're never too old to start obeying scripture. And all we can do, me and my husband, is live by example, live by what the Father has given us, and help them. I took my daughter to go get her toes done yesterday, right, for her ceremony, and the lady was like, married? She's so young. I'm like, don't even start that, because why not get married when you're young? A lot of the people in the Bible, they got married when they were young. Guys, I feel like if you are in love and you want to be married, number one, being married is a beautiful covenant between two people, making a promise that they are going to be faithful to one another and that they're going to live their life being considerate for that other person. And also, I told my daughter, listen, you and JoJo just need to come together and make a decision and say, hey, it's us against the world. Whatever we come up against, we can work through it. Adultery is not an option. Don't even allow that to be a conversation in your marriage. I remember somebody talking to me about, guys, I even was asked this question when I married, but right after I married my husband, somebody asked me, what would you do if he committed adultery? Well, my answer was very worldly. I said, well, he ain't gonna have very much long to live, because I ain't gonna accept it. You know what I mean? But no, adultery is not even a conversation we entertain. It's not even a subject that we even waste our breath on. I told my daughter, do not let that be a part of you. Don't let anybody bring that question up to you. You just live your life as a wife, being a helpmate to your husband, being an encourager to your husband, letting your husband know that whatever your wifely duties are, that they're going to be taken care of. And same for JoJo. My husband is showing him and teaching him, this is your wife, you got to step it up, you're going to be the provider, the protector. Biblically, a husband is the title of our Father in heaven. So a man being honored with having and carrying the title of a husband is a huge thing. I have always held the sanctity of marriage. I've always knew that I wanted to be a wife. I don't care what people are doing in their life. I don't care what my biological parents are doing or did in their life, how they choose to live their life. I don't answer to them. I answer to the Father in heaven and to my Messiah. And if my Messiah and the Father in heaven said that I will not be allowed in his kingdom, after teaching me that there is another kingdom, right? The kingdom of the enemy, and that they will be cast into the lake of fire, and reading all the apocalyptic books, understanding what the apostles saw and their visions of hell. And I'm like, listen, you can't. I've seen the dark side, guys. I have seen evil. Evil has manifested itself to me right in front of my face many times, and I believe that was the Father trying to get my attention. Me and my husband have been through very many demonic battles in our life, in our walk. That's why we tell people, you can't convince me that God's not real, because we've seen the other side. We've lived on the other side. And so if my daughter wants to get married, she's going to have my blessing, and we're going to do everything that we can for them, that we can in our budget. You know what I mean? We're not rich by no means, but the Father has provided for us in order to make sure that these two are living by Scripture and are in a covenant together, and that if something were to happen tomorrow, they would not die as fornicators. I'm here as her mother. I don't have any obligation to anybody else but my daughter. I don't answer to anybody else but my daughter. So I don't need to have a conversation with anybody else but my daughter. And I've promised her that moving forward, now that we're together, I'm going to put all my strength into loving her. And the only way that I know to love her is to teach her Scripture, and to show her that if she lives her life according to the Bible and according to what the Father has left us as an example, which is the Messiah, believing in the Messiah, believing that he came in the flesh, believing that he died so that we can be reconciled to our Father, teaching her these things, then I will have been able to say, I've done well by my daughter. I don't hold what I did in my past anymore like it happened. I don't minimize it either, because that's part of her trauma. When she speaks about it, I'm very serious, I'm very apologetic, because I want my daughter to know it wasn't her fault. There's things I could have done better. There's things I should have been more educated on. But I love her. I love her. I love her. I love her. And she is an amazing, amazing, beautiful woman. And I'm so happy that she's in my home. I'm happy that she brought her fiance. I'm happy that the Father has allowed us to be able to let them have a place where they're safe, not having to worry about rent or bills or food, just living life, you know, things that people weren't there to do for me when I was her age. And just, you know, guys, they have been observing Sabbath now. It's a little rocky, like for everybody, you know, they're getting to know, you know, gaining their own rhythm, but they kind of understand the concept of what the Scriptures say. I've been told, you know, that my daughter was told that we worship a different God. No, listen, we worship the God of the Bible, the God of creation. We don't have to go to these man-made sanctuaries out here for somebody to stand up there and tell us that the commandments are not what we need to follow, that the festivals are not what we need to follow. We read the Bible for ourselves. We're not ignorant. We're not illiterate. We know how to open a book and read, and we have seen miracles in our life. We have seen things that people hope for their entire life to be able to say, we know that God is real. We know that the enemy is real. We know that demonic entities are real. We know that heavenly entities are real. And so that's how we're going to live, guys. We're going to continue to pour into them, love on them, and do as the Father told us, and to allow his light to shine through us, showing the fruits of the Spirit in order to be able to call them into the assembly. But anyways, guys, we love you, and thank you so much for coming along for the ride.